until the dawn brings its first light. Prometheum will guide my hand. But before any of that, I'm a little bit skint this month, so I'm not going to be buying all those Tyranid kits. I'm going to be printing them out. So let's get that 3D printer going. What's going on, guys? Welcome back, and today we're going to be doing the devastation of Baal, the Blood Angels versus the Tyranids. High Fleet Leviathan, as I get crucified in the comments. Also, guys, if you are having one of those days where you just cannot seem to get the motivation, or you think that's not quite going right when you're doing your miniature painting, hobby building, whatever it is you're up to today, just get your strength back today and put 110% in tomorrow. So the failure that I had was starting off with one of these filament light bulbs. I wanted to get one of those filaments out to make it look like a tracer round. So I bought some light bulbs, smashed them to pieces, and I got the filament out. You'd think that'd be done, right? No. So I then tried connecting it to a 9-volt battery and had no success. So then I thought maybe the ampage is wrong. I tried soldering a little lamp to it, which I got off of an LED light. No, that also was not the answer. I tried a multitude of different ways of trying to get this filament to light, and I don't quite know where I'm going wrong. So that is what's known in the trade as extremely annoying. But we'll go over how I fixed that later on in the video. Now, originally I was going to be using this flat bit of MDF, which I've done in many of my builds before, and using these 3D printed columns, which again I had found on 3D Colts. But then I went to Hobbycraft to go buy a couple of things, and while I was up there I found some wooden trays, which I think you're supposed to put like stone art or glue thing, I don't know. I found them in there, and they are going to be perfect for what I want. After that decision had been made, it was time to get my 3D printed prizes. So, so I had to get all these Tyranids off the sprues, give them a little bit of a clean up, and then throw them into my magic box. Now that all our 3D printed items were inside the box, just had to close it up, make sure nothing escaped, then just give it a quick flip, a tap, a shake, a little bit of love, hope and thought, and oh, they appear to have assembled themselves. Lovely. That was easier. So for our Blood Angel, I have chosen this Death Company box because I know I can sort of have a choice of whether they're going to have a jump pack or not. And I wanted them to have the jump pack, and I wanted a bit of kit bashing around. So this, when I was looking through Griffin Gaming, trying to see which kit I wanted to buy, this is the one that I sort of gravitated towards mostly, and that's the reason why I bought it. So, but I also wanted to do some kit bashing. So I grabbed my Death Watch Firstborn Marine box, and I knew in there was a back with a cape on it, because I thought it would be quite funny to have somebody flying around with lots of fire, wearing lots of very, very flammable material. So I'm also going to be using the robed head that also comes in that kit. I'm going to smush them together. And I've also used some of the shoulder pads from the upgrade, the Blood Angel upgrade sprue, because this is the reason why I'm a little bit skint this month. Just buying kits all the time. So that's what we're going to go with. That's what I wanted. And yeah, let's get this all put together and see how our Blood Angel Death Company Marine turns out. Well, now that he's all assembled, I can tell you one thing for free. This step I should have done later. Because these armature wire, bits of armature wire that I'm using as the pins, which has got to suspend it in the air, well, yeah, they get in the way whilst painting, so that was a fun discovery. So I had mentioned earlier that I found a solution to my lighting issue, and that was these AA powered neon lighting that I bought for a project about 8 months ago and never actually got round to. So with that in mind, I grabbed them out, dusted them off, and I put them underneath that new plinth or base or picture frame, whatever it is, that I was going to be making my build on top of. So used a bit of hot glue and got that in place and ready to drill some holes to feed the wires through and get ready to start working out where everything is going to go. So I was now at that point where I wanted to work out how best to show off this model and to give him that best look of flying and firing and doing all that within the spatial limitations that I had with this board. And also I wanted to get some Roman pillars on there, or Greek pillars, or just these pillars. I always sort of find that Blood Angels have more of a Greek aesthetic to them. I don't know, you guys might agree or disagree with me, let me know in the comments. But as Midwinter Minis has just pointed out in his last video, Ultramarines are that Roman themed that even their writing font is done in Times New Roman. So, but going back to Blood Angels, oh yeah, I've always sort of found the kind of Greekish, which is why I've gone with these pillars. I just feel like Baal would be using a lot of them. But I didn't want to put too many on there and overcrowd it with terrain. So I made a minimalist choice because I knew the floor was going to be covered predominantly with Tyranids, and I started getting my options together before doing a little bit of groundwork. Now for my groundworks, I've gone back to an old friend of mine that I haven't used in a long time, or for a little while at least, is some Daz Air Dry clay. Now the main reason for going to this is because of the longer working time I get for it. It doesn't dry within 20 to 30 minutes, it takes 12 to 24 hours to fully dry. And that gave me a little bit of sense of security that if I wanted to change something or move something around, I had that ability there right in front of me. So once I've done that, I put some pillars or broken bits of pillar into the clay, then secured it down with a bit of super glue, and then grabbed a Tyranid and put lots of footprints all over into that clay, just in case my next step doesn't cover everywhere. So usually when I add textures to my dioramas, I put Mod Podge down, then I put sand down, and then I try to lock it on in place. But for this, I've changed it up a little bit. I've poured Mod Podge into a bowl, added the sand, then some black primer paint, mixed it all up and painted it on. And I tell you what, Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt, this has worked beautifully. Now let's get this painted and all finished up. Huh. Where did I put that box of Tyranids?
Clever girl.
Well then guys, I hope you've enjoyed that just as much as I have. Come hell or high water, I was going to add some form of LED lighting. If you've enjoyed it, give it a like. If you really enjoyed it and want to see more, give me a subscribe. Hit the bell notification, blah 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 blah, all that random see, I didn't even realise I did that. That just anyway, if you want to see more from me, it'll be on the screen somewhere. Till next time guys, I will see you in the next one.